Hi Gems, welcome to your 1st to the 7th of April. So this is going to be general guidance messages for the week ahead. We're going to keep it short and sweet. I haven't been too well. If you want to book the 3-month reading or a face-to-face call, everything is in the description box below. So you just book, I will reach out, get your details, and we'll get the reading done, or we'll schedule the face-to-face. Okay, so the 1st to the 7th, Mercury retrograde has just started on the 1st, so it's going to be quite intense. Geminis are definitely struggling. Now, not every Gemini is struggling, so this reading might not be for you. This reading is more for Geminis who've had enough. The people you're around, the environment you're in, the version of you. Who the fuck are you? Like you're looking in the mirror and you're like, do I know you? But you're not talking to somebody else, you're talking to yourself. So the message for Geminis this week is that you're learning what you don't want so you can get to what you do want. Even though right now some of you are going through like a really brutal time, it's rejection after rejection, it is problem after problem. Some of you are literally in sinking sand at this point. It's all grace. Yeah, it's scary, but it's grace, right? Because most people are living quiet lives of destitution, fakeness. Okay, if their life was actually tested, if their foundation was shaken, it collapsed. They haven't got real people. Some people, I'm not saying every person, of course, some people have got strong families or they've got strong networks. We're not talking about everyone, but the vast majority of people, if you shook their shit a little bit, it collapse. Okay? So I think that's what happened for Gemini. I think the truth is that you built a house of cards. And you thought there was people you could rely on, and you give your life to something, and you came real, and it's collapsed. But what I'm getting for you is that this is about a new world, a new path. Like, right now you're clinging to what you know because it's what humans do. They cling to what is familiar. The brain has got a map, the body has got a map. Some of you are feeling a lot of fear, your body, like your root chakra is like really on edge. Let go. Just let go. Stop trying to orchestrate connections with people. Stop trying to orchestrate things. What is for you, it'll be easy. It will be natural. It won't be forced. I do think Geminis, I know I've been doing this myself, like I'm fighting to keep certain people in my life, and then I look at them and I'm like, why? Why? You do nothing but talk to me like I'm a piece of shit. You do nothing but well, why am I even fighting for you? So I do think Geminis, but I think it's just unconscious habits, like you've got used to fighting for that person, you've got used to acting in that pattern of behaviour. Again, this system is in full play. Everyone is sick, tired, angry, triggered. It's in full play now. Okay, like people are starting to run out of patience, they're trying to start to run out of steam, you know, and you're definitely seeing it, especially in the country that I'm in, because again, there's just a lot of temper here. People are really being pushed in so many magnitudes of levels that you're actually starting to see it coming out in their behaviour, right? The good stuff for you though is that if you can let go, and you can trust that even though everything is kind of being stripped away, a bit like a tsunami that washes up on the shore and it just destroys everything in its midst. If you can accept that, yes, you're being destroyed, but what's going to be recreated? Don't worry about your enemies. Don't worry about the people who've turned their back. They'll be back. They'll be back. And you're going to do things that your enemies are going to wish that they didn't destroy the first foundation, because what you're going to create next is it's going to kill them. It's going to kill them deep inside. Okay? But for now, some of you are in deep shit, like you're in deep, and instead of having bad reactions, your job now is to be like, okay, what smart next moves can I make to get out of the situation that I'm in? Could be a dead-end marriage, it could be a dead-end job, it could be a fat version of you, it could be a poor version of you. You've got to basically start thinking about intelligent, practical steps that you can take to get yourself out of what you've boxed yourself into. But the message for you this week is it's all about taking a new road. Okay? This old version, it's killing you. These motherfuckers, they're killing you. Like, it's like killing you. Be honest. Okay? The truth is going to win, whether you like it or not. I know for me, like, you know, the amount of people who are saying that my channel and the shit, the audacity is something beyond I can't even comprehend, but then I'm not really shocked. When it gets hot in the kitchen, most motherfuckers leave the kitchen. And that's really what it's about. Humans have a level, but most of them, as soon as it gets a bit hot, like, they're out. you know? And then they'll put the blame on you and say it was all you and all this. Of course, we have to take responsibility as well, because some choices that we've made, some investments that we've made in people, sometimes where we didn't step up, where we had to step up in those moments, can have far-reaching consequences down the road, of course. We're not innocent, we're not victims. The signs are always there. We make choices, and those choices can have bad outcomes. But I think don't focus on that. I know for me and what I'm in, it's all grace. Most people don't deserve me. You know, they don't. Like truthfully, like, I know who the fuck I am. They don't deserve me. I'm a woman of honesty, truth, loyalty. Like, I know who I am. You know, so what I'm doing is, while people are saying things to me, trying to get into me head, trying to work me down certain paths, I know who I am. Say what you want. Try it with someone else. You know? So that's what I would say for Gemini, is like, just stay strong in who you are, let people talk what they want to talk, say what they want to say, you know who you are. People can make up shit, they can spread shit, you know who you are. You don't have to come out here and justify yourself, because you know what you're doing, you know who you are. So stay calm. But the biggest message for you in this Mercury retrograde is clean up time. It is a Mercury retrograde. Mercury rules Gemini, Virgo, but it rules Gemini. You just need to clean up your mind, the way you're thinking about yourself. Don't let people get inside your head. Okay? You know who you are. You know how you got to where you are. Okay? Life is not easy, and sometimes we end up down paths for a series of reasons, for many different reasons. Okay? And I just think for Geminis now, instead of working backwards, you're going to have your own back as well. Don't have bad reactions. Knight of Swords reverse, that's the message here. Like, try not to be triggered, try not to be running into things. Now's the time to think about what you're doing. Don't run into things. Don't lean on people too much, you can't trust them. Honestly, truthfully, I'm not trying to be mean. It would be nice to, like, people to come sincere and genuinely want to help you. But most people, if they're helping you, they want something. Honestly, it's just facts. There's very, very few sincere people in this world now. And if they're helping you, they all want something for it. So I feel like the message for you now is, don't lean on people, don't have too big of expectations of people, have your own back. Geminis are multifaceted. You can box yourself into the worst kind of boxes and you can still get out. God, you could be in a high security prison and you find a way to escape. So it's kind of that, right? Some of you right now, you do feel confined, you do feel imprisoned in a life that doesn't feel authentic. The other side of the coin is, a lot of people are in their own shit, so they can't really help you. How are you going to ask poor people to help you get with money? How are you going to ask the unmotivated, uninspired to motivate you and inspire you? Think about it. Most of it is just like, you're asking for things from people that people are not given to their own lives. They can't give it to you. You're asking for love from a man who doesn't know how to be emotionally available. I think Geminis are acting insane. Like, a lot of us, people keep saying you're acting insane, and it's like, shit, we kind of are. Because that is insanity. Insanity is knowing something and then continuing on in it in the face of knowing it. That kind of is insane, right? It's stupidity. But this week, what I'm getting for you is, don't have bad reactions. Again, it's time to leave the past in the past, get in the present. It's going to be scruffy. It's going to be mucky. It's going to be not nice. It's a bit like when you're building a house and you've got to start at the bottom and it's messy and it's all over the place and you've got to do the dirt. That's where you're at right now. It's time to rebuild the foundations of your life. It's time to rebuild yourself. Don't worry about your enemies. Don't worry about revenge. Don't worry about who's supporting you, not supporting you. You know who the fuck you are. Hey, and remember, you know when you disappeared when I was down? Yeah, don't you fucking dare come back when I'm up. And that's it. And that's what God is doing for you. He's showing you your true people. He's showing you, because you are going to get back up and you are going to rebuild and you're going to do better than you ever did. And he's showing you who was around in the mud, and he's showing you who quietly disappeared. It's all grace. Most people, I'm not trying to be mean, they are in loveless marriages, they are boxed in, they are in traps of the mind, traps of the system. They're never truly going to live authentically. And that's it. And so Gemini sat there, and I know I was one of them, and we was like, oh, we want this, we want that, so God delivered. You know, I said I wanted to be in the Middle East, I wanted to be with Middle Eastern men. Get me the fuck out. Like, no, I don't. Like, unless one comes along and shocks me soon, I don't. Like, nah. I don't want to share my cock. I don't want to be talked to like I'm a piece of shit. No thanks. You know? So what I'm saying is sometimes you'll ask him God for things and he'll give you them. But he's given you them to show you that what you think you want is not necessarily what you want. Okay? You've got to come out of retreat mode. You've got to start doing the work. You've got to come out of retreat mode. You've got to start doing the work. Four of Swords reversed. Now's not the time to be putting your head down. Seven of Pentacles reversed is like you're not putting the work in. You're not planting the seeds. They're saying now's the time to come out of retreat mode. Go on attack mode. But this doesn't mean attacking others. I wouldn't even be mad at them. Anger is energy. Don't give them it. You showed me who you was. We all know where it's at. We're good. You know those people who walk around going, we're good, sis, we're good, bro? It's kind of that. We're good. You know? Don't even be mad at the people who fucking betrayed you or left you because they've done you a favour. They've done you a favour. Some of you right now, you feel like you're drowning in sinking sand or in a deep ocean and it's horrible, right? But I'm telling you, it's teaching you emotional reliance, it's teaching you financial reliance, it's teaching you independence, it's stripping the fake people and the people who are not really down for you away from you so you can rebuild with real people. And again, choices. You know I made stupid choices. I was out here, fighting for people I shouldn't have been fighting for. I was out here breaking me back while people were just leaving me. So it is my fault too. Sometimes we give too much. We don't make pivotal changes in crucial moments and that can collapse your life. It can create a lot of problems. We keep going back to that same person who's abusing us and abusing us and abusing us. So for Geminis, this Mercury retrograde is a chance to clean up your mind. It's a chance to clean up your past. It's a chance to drop the baggage. And it's going to be scruffy, messy, scary, dirty. But on the other side of it, you can start to rebuild with true people, a true partner. You can start getting into the version that really excites you. I do think for a lot of Geminis, you've been living out through a version that even you don't like you. I know this for me, like you're looking at yourself going, why am I drinking this? What am I? So I feel like that can be the worst thing when you get to a place in yourself where you don't like you. There's also a lot being done. They're coming for us now. I'm telling you now, they're coming for us. Like, you can see it in people. They're highly triggered, they're exhausted, we're sick all the time. They're coming for us. Over the pandemic and everything that's happened, people have been worn down now. The mind is burnt down, their energy is burnt down, the patience is burnt down. They're really coming for us. So smart people now, they're putting their energy into only what counts. Into only who counts. Into motherfuckers who were rowing in the boat with us instead of putting holes behind our back. Okay, we're not interested, right? But yeah, you're going to have to... I feel like the biggest message for you this week is cleaning up the past. You can't create the future until the past is cleaned up. And some of you keep putting it off and you keep putting it off and you keep putting it off. It's time to cut out those people. It's time to clean up any debt, get rid of any baggage, clean out your house. Like, that's what this Mercury retrograde is about. And I also feel like as well, Mercury retrograde rules the mind. If you keep thinking in the old, you're going to keep creating that in your future. So I do think some of you need to start thinking different. Again, we're too old and grown to be getting mad at the same people who revealed themselves a long ass time ago. I know I do it too. I think Geminis take betrayals to heart because we're not really like that. I'm not saying Geminis don't betray people, but Geminis are kind of real. We'll come to your face, we'll do it to your face. We're very forgiving. I do think Geminis are quite shocked by kind of where they've ended up, kind of the people who've moved on them, etc. But it's time to just start thinking the world is full of opportunity, it's full of people, it's full of men, it's full of women. It's like me, like, everyone knows I'm meant for a gangster man. Everyone, like, people say that to me, they're like, come on, Elisa, like, I'm meant for a real man, yeah, I'm meant for a man who can handle the heat and hold it down, and I'm not meant for some guy who, like, can't even get his shit together. It's just obvious, right? So I do think a lot of us have got desperate and we've kind of been going to those people and they can't give us it. One second. You can see I'm struggling. We're all struggling. You know what I mean? Like, it's a struggle right now to even breathe, live. Like, there's sickness all over the place, there's problems all over the place, people are acting crazy. I would say for the Geminis who are in a good place, now's the time to start capitalising and helping as many people as possible. Because the thing is when you help people, when you're in a good place, when you go down, people will step in. It's how it works. So if you're in a good place right now as a Gemini, don't act like a savage, sprinkle that shit everywhere. Who can you help? It doesn't matter, it could be wisdom, it could be spending time with people, it could be giving them money. Try to be your best version while you're winning, because everybody goes up and down in life. Your down will come, and because you acted right in the up time, people will be there. That's what's happened for me, because I came with truth and I've always been real with people and I've always acted correctly. Even in the down, there was a lot of people who stepped in to help me because they know who I am. It's not about what you're going to get later, it's just about act right in the good, when you're in the good and the strength, because it just pays dividends later, and a lot of people will naturally want to help you because they know you're a good person. For the other Geminis, like I said to you, I feel like this week, and some of you, a job isn't working, money isn't coming in, but again, I do think with Geminis, a lot of you are not planting the seeds, but it's like me, every cunty hotel I come to, some dickhead's building a house, or it's crazy. But I think you manifest it, okay? Because I've noticed this with me, right? I have been in this place in a million different hotels, and every single hotel I go to, some dickhead's building something, or banging, or chiseling, or you manifest it. That's what they say, right? You manifest what you're thinking on. So when you're like, oh, I hope there's peace, you never get peace. When you're like, oh, I hope this person doesn't hurt me, they hurt you. So when you're in a hopeful state, or you're in a kind of, you just bring it in. It's crazy, honestly. So I do think for Gemini, some of you, the message here is cleaning up the past this week, because you want to start rebuilding the new. But this guy hammering, that's what it's about. It's about putting the work in, doing the work. The work has got to be done. No house is built from nothing. You've got to start in the foundations. You've got to do the work. You've got to get it done. So I do think that's a message for yous. Again, some of you have got financial problems. You've got a lot of finances coming out. You haven't got much coming in. You're going to have to get resourceful. You're going to have to get creative. That's what I'm saying for Geminis this week. There's no point brooding. There's no point being resentful. There's no point panicking and having bad reactions. I'm seeing a lot of people do this. Maybe it's fair. Maybe it's warranted. But it's not going to bring anything good. Right now, you need to look at your personal situation and say, how can I realistically think of it like a car that's been backed in to two cars, and you've got to slowly maneuver out away from where you've backed in to a kind of suffocating position. You need to be intelligent, and that means acting calm, composed, thinking of the next step, thinking of resources, opportunities, how you can navigate into this new reality. Because I'm honestly getting for the Geminis who've really been through a hard cycle. I know I have, and some of it's been clear injustice and let people say whatever the fuck they want. Some of you Geminis, because of your power, because of what you've come here to represent, you have been attacked by the devil relentlessly, because he wants you gone. And the reason for this is he knows your power. He knows when you speak there's conviction. He knows that you're truthful, and he wants you gone. And he came with his army, and now even your own are trying to say, oh yeah, but don't listen. Okay, you know what happened, you know why it happened, right? What I'm saying for some Geminis, though, is on the other side of all of this, you're going to be more intelligent, you're going to be sharper, you're going to know who you can really rely on. It's all blessings. But right now, some of you are really in a very kind of like hopeless situation, kind of like losing faith, kind of feeling really hurt, really betrayed. Some of you are just giving up at this point. You're not even trying. Because you're like, what's the point? But you've got to fight for yourself. Because also when Geminis drown, a lot of people go with them, because again, your mission and your identity in this life is tied to the divine mission. You are the speaker, you are the creator, and a lot of people are saved because you live and you breathe. So you'd have to get up and fight for you right now, focus on you right now, but also know deep down that a lot of people and their future depends on you standing up, because the work that you will do in this lifetime will truly help a lot of people. And also, like I said, I know this for me, like being grateful. Like even though right now you feel alone, a lot of people don't have real people around them. And that's all God is showing you. He's like, I want to show you every person around you. I want to show you what you were fighting for and who you were fighting for. I want to show you your stupidity. I want to show you who you're giving your heart to, who thinks that they've got the audacity to abuse it and reject it. And that's it. I want to show you your patterns where you keep repeating yourself and you keep repeating yourself and you keep doing the same thing over and over again. I think a lot of it with Gemini, and I know this for me, is we really don't think we can get what we want, but we can. We can. You know, I am a stunning, magical, honest, magical creature, and I can get the man I want, and I can create what I want, and I can have the true friends because I'm a true woman. So when you're a true person, true people want to be with you. But I'm saying Geminis need to start speaking to themselves differently. You've been listening to the devil. You've been listening to your enemies. You've been listening to the collective consciousness that's negative. A lot of people don't think they're worthy. It's why they live in the lives that they live in. It's why they do what they do every day. But that's not our problem either. Do you know what I mean? And I also stop letting people, the amount of people who've said to me lately, oh, you're crazy, especially men. They're like, you need to go see the doctor. I'm like, you need to learn what emotions are and what women are. Your inner capacity to feel is not my problem. It doesn't make me a lunatic. You've got issues with emotion and handling a woman who's emotional. You're talking about yourself. That's another thing for Geminis. A lot of people are projecting onto Gemini, and you're allowing their words and their projections to get inside you. You know, let people do what they need to do for them, and you do what you need to do for you. But the message I want to give you this week is it's the cleanup. It's the cleanup. You just can't keep going on, or you'll end up where I ended up. You'll just hit a brick wall. It'll just collapse on top of you. So what I'm getting with some of you is you're kind of carrying on, but eventually every path comes to an end. And if you ignore the signs, if you ignore the people, if you ignore the problems, eventually it'll just crash and burn. Okay, you'll lose the job, the person will walk away, your debt will get so bad that you won't be able to basically recover yourself. It is a time, and it does feel overwhelming. Some of you feel like you can't breathe, some of you are exhausted, I understand. But it's a time this week to take one step in front of the other, and you haven't got energy for anything that is negative, destructive, pulling you down, playing games, like, no. Geminis do need to take, I know I did this, we put a lot of energy into our enemies, we put a lot of energy into the people who want it bad for us, we put a lot of energy into fighting people's judgments of us. We don't have to. I don't care. Like you know who you are, you know who you fuck with, you know what you do to people, you know how you show up, you've got nothing to prove. Let the smack talkers, let the gossips, let the devil's work do its work. You need to focus on who you are as a person. Okay, if people reject you, not your people, plenty of people will accept you. If people want to walk around judging and preaching, most people who you're worried about the judgment of can't judge anyone. Let's look at your shit for just a minute. Yeah, exactly. Move. That's it, right? Like, I know it's a Gemini thing. Our shadow comes out, our other personalities come out. We kind of go paranoia. We start overthinking. But yeah, we haven't got time for that this week. This week is all about, okay, we've got to face what we've been ignoring. We've got to get a plan of action. And some of you, the life that's coming for you is truly the life that you was meant to live. Like, it's truly, truly the life that you was meant to live, but it can't be born without the old dying. Do you understand? You're saying, oh, I want this new life, I want this new potential, I want this, but you're clinging on to what needs to die. Okay? So like I said, you can book your 3 months, okay? The 3 month reading will look into your next 3 months. It's on deal at the moment. It will go into your next 3 months. If you want to book a face-to-face, we can talk about any issues. There's also tarot coaching. Everything is linked underneath the video. I'm going to give a couple more messages, but I don't want this video to go on for too long. I just wanted to come on to say, now is the time basically to accept that the old version of you must die. Or don't. Stay in pain. Stay in delusion. Okay, put it off till tomorrow, put it off till next week, put it off till next year. But listen, the devil is going to carry on. Our consequences of our actions are going to come into play, and that's what was taught to me sooner, okay? I feel like the good stuff is like Geminis have really, with the Hermit, you've really got a hard lesson, but it was necessary. So with the Hermit reversed and the Emperor reversed, with the Hermit upright and the Emperor reversed, some of you are seeing a partner for who they really are as well. I do think Gemini women are finally getting to that point where it's like, this guy just don't work for you. Know what you want in a man. Does that make sense? So I do think a lot of Geminis was dating these kind of simpy, beta males, or these males who kind of act gangster but they're really not gangster. Geminis are calm now. I mean, you might fuck a guy, you might spend time with him, but you're kind of like, you're not for me though. Do you know what I mean? Like you know what you want, you know the kind of man who's going to get your juices flowing, you know the kind of man who's going to have your back and who's going to really be there for you. So I do think for Gemini women, you're kind of moving back into you're moving back into your feminine power, where it's like, yeah, I keep pursuing men who are just, they're not going to be able to provide what I need, and it's not about judgment or anything, it's just no. So you're coming to absolute clarity. The Hermit as well is coming to absolute clarity when it comes to your future, your path. If some of you feel alone right now, the Hermit is alone. He's going through a period of solitude. He's really being tested. But again, I just feel like what's being stripped away from you is poverty. What's being stripped away from you is people who really aren't down for you. What's being stripped from you is a life where you would definitely settling for a lot less. Okay, and some of you are in a torture chamber right now. Like, it could be financially, it could be a job where you wake up every morning and you're like, fuck, do I have to go here again? It could be whatever. Some of you have got to a point with this masculine where he's so intolerable at this point where you're just like, go. You know? I do think Gemini women are really looking for that true alpha male now. Like, we're looking for that true masculine. I feel like a lot of these masculines, they do things for you and then throw it back in your face later. And I feel like Gemini's like, no, that's not how it works. As me man, it just should be standard that you do these things and don't mention them later. You know, when I suck your dick and give you good sex, I don't mention it, 2 weeks later. So I do think for some Geminis, you're kind of getting sick of it, right? Because, like, you're with guys and then they keep throwing it back in the face, like, that's, man, it's your job, it's your duty. You know what I mean? And if you're going to throw it back in my face later, just don't do it to begin with. So I do think for Gemini women, if you do start working on yourself, if you do come back to your confidence, if you don't listen to the world, if you don't listen, it doesn't matter what your situation is, your life can change overnight. You can be in the worst kind of circumstances and your life can change overnight. The last couple of years I've really been tested, but life is a weird game. 1 minute you're like really down in the sinking sand, next day like the sun is out, everyone's acting great. Life's crazy, right? And there's a lot of people out there who are laughing at people like us, but they just live in a quiet box of existence. I mean, yeah, you're safe, but you're not even living. Like, you don't get to see the sunsets, you don't get to feel the magic. These men who can't open up the heart to love, like, yeah, I mean, you fuck a new bitch every night, but you're not really in deep. Like, you feel nothing. You feel nothing. Men who can't be loyal to one woman and they constantly have to jump from the next bed to the next bed. And it's because they're scared. And I think with Gemini women, we're the type of women, we'll just tell you. We're not going to be out here pacifying men. We'll tell you. And men will say that that's aggressive and it's unfeminine. But it's really not. It's they can't handle a woman putting the truth on the table. And that's it. You know what I mean? Obviously, so I just think for Geminis this week, like, clean up the old. It's nasty, it's messy, some of you are really all over the place. So what you need to do is just take the next step, and I'm going to be doing courses, I'm going to be doing new content, I'm going to be doing all different stuff. But yeah, I'm in it too, But a lot of it is because, we didn't value ourselves and we did let the world get inside us and we did go down roads that we knew was not a good idea. Now you've got to stick to the path that's meant for you. You know who the fuck you are. Are you talking again in the corner, Karen? Because, like, what are you talking about exactly? Go back home and fix your own shit before you talk about me. You've got literally Karens and Daves running you in circles talking about shit that they don't even do themselves. Okay? So I just think for Geminis, you just know who you are. Let the world talk. Let people have an opinion. Don't care, don't know you, don't owe you, and sit down and put your focus. Be nice to people, be open to people, give people the benefit of the doubt, but don't give them too much, right? And if people show you who they are, next. Okay, that's what this next part of the journey is. And I think as well, building in the life you actually want instead of continuing to get distracted and moving down different directions that are clearly not for you. That's what I'm getting. Let me get energy-wise. Let's put our little plant there. Yeah, so we have got someone who's out of resources here, so we have got someone maybe who's out of a job, we have got someone who basically maybe is living paycheck to paycheck, we have got someone who's not feeling fruitful and abundant. It's time to work on that now. Okay, some of you are refusing to walk away, so you're going to continue to have problems, and some of you have disconnected yourself from your spirit. You're listening to the mind, you're not connected to your spirit, you're not connected to your true self. I think you just need to reconnect with your true self, because half of you know you're making choices that are not in alignment with your true self. Okay, some of you are out of your power, or you're allowing some masculine to rag at your power. You know? So really it's about, for Geminis, you've got the opportunity in this Mercury retrograde to do the work. You've got the opportunity to clean up the past, as messy and as dirty as it is. Think of those mansions that are made. You know, I don't know if you've ever watched those shows where the mansions are like amazing. That was once just, you know, pieces of wood and scat and shit everywhere. You know, when I was in Liverpool, they was building like this mansion and it was terrible. There was concrete everywhere, bags everywhere. It was an absolute mess. And I went past there 6 months later and it was magical. And that's what you're building. Right now you're looking at your life, you're looking at yourself, and it's an absolute mess. And you're like, where do I even start with this mess? By picking up the first slab of concrete, by picking up the spade, by starting somewhere. Just pick a spot. It could be your mindset, it could be your body, it could be your money. Pick a fucking spot and start doing the work, right? And start committing to yourself. Stop allowing people who just don't see the magic in you to even have a space in your life. Like, you don't have to have big runctions with them, fight for them, give them the benefit of the doubt, try. But the minute you start to feel like that person just doesn't see you, they don't hear you, let them go. Let them go. You know? And the other side of the coin is we want people who sit with us in the mess. You don't just get to show up in my life and sit in my mansion. You better be out here in the mud with me. And that's it. Okay? Never ever fuck with people long term who are not out there with the spade, who when you've got problems don't show up. They don't deserve you. End of story. Okay? So it's all blessings, Gemini, and I know this for me, it is all blessings, but it's on you now. We can't be looking at the past. We haven't got time to waste on their heads. We've got stuff to do. It's messy. But you know what, this Mercury retrograde will give you the opportunity to wrap up the old, change the old mindset, start doing the work, look at the tarot coaching below, book a call, you can get the 3 month if you need it, but just start doing the work. Because life's not going to get better, it's just going to get worse and worse, and I know that I just kept putting it off, and I kept putting it off, and I kept making excuses, and trust me now, it's just not going to be a good outcome. And I always go there first and guide other people, and I'm telling you, if you're in the shit now, start fixing your shit. Don't put it off tomorrow, don't put it off till next week, start fixing it, because once you let it get too out of control, it's not good. Enjoy your week, and I'll speak to you soon.